Hello and welcome to the No Bones Podcast. We're back here in the Hop in Wakefield for the latest episode of our Meet the Fighter series, and we are joined by BKFC sensation Matty the Hammer Hodgson. Sorry, Matt the Hammer Hodgson. There we go. Ahead of his recently announced championship fight in Newcastle on November the 2nd. So Matt, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'm Matt, I'm Chris, that's Rich. We're the No Bones Podcast. We have been going for a while, and since we've been going, we've had people around us saying, "Oh, you get Matt Hodgson on, you get Matt Hodgson on." So you have been somebody whose name's been bantering about a bit, and we've been trying to get you on. Managed to make it happen. Let's say you're in camp now for your fight on November 2nd. Light heavyweight championship, British championship, vacant belt. How are you feeling, and how do you fancy your chances?
I feel really good. 3 weeks ago on Saturday, and everything's been going really, really well. The weight's on point, strength and cons on point. Everything's working exactly where we want it. I'm going to peak at the right time, and I always fancy my chances. You know,
you've got to have that. You've got to have that unchallenged confidence, mate.
Yeah, that's it, mate. You know, I ain't going to go in there and not fancy my chances.
Not in this fucking sport, mate.
No, that's it. I've said I'll be British champ since day one. That's exactly what I'll be.
Yeah, excellent. We like it. Fighting spirit. Get in there, and you're up against Conor Cook.
Yep.
Similar background to yourself. Started out in MMA, moved into BKFC.
Yep.
Well, yeah, it's quite similar. Like I say, it's quite a similar fighter to yourself. What have you been doing research on him? Have you found some gaps? Do you know what you're going to do?
Yeah, I've been watching him. He's not as experienced in bare knuckle as me. This is going to be my 14th bare knuckle.
Amateur and pro
combat.
You're almost a veteran. Not many people have that many fights.
When did you make your debut then?
I made it on my first BKB was on Risk Fight League with Danny Mitchell at AVT, and I fought Ash Gibson on that. We went 5 rounds. He hit me with a big overhand right that he's well known for. It cut the inside of my ear. I could put my fingers through my ear.
Lovely.
There's a picture knocking about. I've got the belt on and there's blood dripping all over it. It's a brilliant picture.
Good introduction to bare knuckle.
Yeah, well that's it, isn't it? Yeah. But after that, I just thought I'd give it a go. You know, I got asked to do it. I thought, I'll tick it off my bucket list, and loved it. Liked it better than MMA. Just like to stand and bang, you know, and obviously get in somebody's face and make it hard work for them, and I like to do damage. You know what I mean? And,
what happened with him? Because you did start it in MMA.
Yeah, I started MMA.
One fight, I think.
Yeah, pro. My amateur career under Danny Mitchell was 9 wins and 6 losses.
Right.
Fought some good lads. 3 Gunnar Nelson's lads from Iceland.
Okay.
And top Justin Burlinson, who were ranked number 2 in the country at the time. Fought some good lads. 9 wins, 6 losses. Then I had 1 pro, and then I got offered the bare knuckle. I had my cartilage took out my right knee.
All right.
So that, with the wrestling, the grappling side of
that
stuff.
Seems to be it's a story a lot of times. Yeah.
And there's only so much strapping you can put on a knee when you get it tucked down and up, and so I just decided. I thought, I'll have a go at this bare knuckle, and it protects the knee a bit more. Not so much the face, but the knee. Loved it.
You had a pretty steady start to BKB career. A couple of losses to start with, and then now you are on a 4-fight win streak, tearing it up, getting to this championship fight. What changed? Did you think there was anything significant that changed after them first 2 fights? Did you do anything differently, or was it just the fact of getting used to it at this level? Because I know you said you did it at amateur level, but obviously it stepped up at pro level.
I mean, obviously you step up to the pro ranks; it's a different league. You've obviously heard of the Yank Eric Olsen, knobhead, by the way. Do something, he's. He hit me with a lovely jab, turned his knuckles over. My first ever pro bare knuckle fight, and he was a veteran in game then, so know exactly what he was doing. Split my eye wide open. I think they said at the time it was the worst cut they'd seen in bare knuckle.
Really?
Okay, now.
But I still carried on. It didn't faze me. I thought I got the edge round 1, apart from the cut, and I got the edge round 2. But using his experience, he let me come on to him, flurry of punches, got heated, the blood were pissing out my eye, and the doctors saw it and stopped it. So fair play to him. He used his experience, he cut me up nice, but he just chats shit about it all the time. It's constant. look at Matty's scar on his eye. When you look in the mirror, that you're going to remember me. And he just constantly on about that one punch. No. Fair play to him, it's a beautiful scar, Chicks dig scars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's it, yeah.
Beautiful scar it is, and I shook his hand after, we had a drink and that was it. But he just don't shut up about it.
Well, even post-event, like, he hadn't left it in Octagon
after.
No,
still now. He's still chopping on Facebook, Instagram, rest of it.
Hasn't that been, 4-5 years now?
Yeah, it's about that. Yeah,
it was a while.
Yeah, but that's all because they've ranked me number 1 UK. He's then chopping at that, your number 1 UK ranked has been split open by me, and it's like, come on now. What he's doing is trying to stay relevant because he's a nobody now. Right. He's been there and done it, and now he's a nobody.
Well, he's hoping that you get to a level and you call him out and say, come on then.
Well, that's it, and I'd fight him tomorrow. I'd fight him tomorrow. But it's like, fight me, he beat me on my first pro bare knuckle fight. Now fight me now.
You had 13 fights since, so you're different. You're different, man, really.
Fight me now. But yeah, we'll see with that one. And yeah, obviously my second fight then with Ryan Barrett. We get on really, really well. We speak quite a lot. And
did you get on before?
No, I never even knew him. I knew he were in Marines. I knew he'd, I don't know if he had Crohn's disease or something along them kind of lines. But he was just mentally tough. And obviously you go into a fight thinking you're going to win, you know what I mean? And you're confident. And it was a weird one. I don't know if you've seen the video, but I come in and he clips me like with his forearm at the top of my ear. And I end up on my knees. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing down here? And I get up, I have my count, get up, and then come in at him again, and he just hits me straight up at top, and he actually snapped my jaw across. But I was like, sat up, getting my count. Obviously, you've got a 20 count in BKB. Yeah. So I'm sat up, and I'm like, taking my breath, and I'm like, right, I'll get up at about 15, just about to get up, and doctor through toweling. And when I went to him, he was swigging my jaw about, and it was snapped across. Yeah,
right. You weren't aware of that at the time. Like, you're just having a minute, like.
Just having a minute. I'd have got up and carried on. And that's the heart that you can't teach in there. You know what I mean?
Well, that's it. That's something that seems unfathomable to people like us. You know what I mean? We love sport and we talk about the sport, but we don't actually fucking get in there and do it. And to realise that you go purely on adrenaline stuff when you've got a snap jaw and you're willing to get up and carry on. It blows your mind.
I felt it morning after, mate. I'll tell you.
I bet you did. I bet you fucking did.
I couldn't eat it up, but I went on a soft diet for I think 6 weeks. They were going to wire it at one point. But I went on a soft diet for 6 weeks, and it's been fine since.
All right.
Well, you're out of action for a good 6 months a year, but you would have.
Yeah, we're out of action for quite a while, mate. A bit quieter at home as well, so wife were happy. But start of action. Obviously no sparring, but I can still eat pads and bags and stuff, so get myself going.
Jaw, it's a muscle, not a muscle, sorry, the bone, you move a lot, isn't it? So it must be difficult to heal.
Yeah, well that's it, you see. That's why they were going to wire it. They put me on a soft diet, and just told me to shut the fuck up for 6 weeks, you know what I mean?
Easier said than done, isn't it? Well, I'd have said, I think.
You were texting like foot on you.
Yeah. But since then, 4-fight tear, absolutely flying. I've rewatched all 4 fights in preparation for this, and one thing you can say is they're not fucking boring fights, your fights, mate. All you know, I mean, these guys.
Every fight you're involved in, there's a finish, isn't there?
Yeah, that's it, you say, yeah. I come to finish, I don't ever leave it to the judges. You can't leave it to the judges,
It's a ropey fucking game, isn't it?
Oh,
mate.
We've seen it time and time again.
This is it, you see unfair decisions, you know what I mean, when it's left like that,
It always seems to me always that at least one of the judges is on phone while the fight is going on, not even looking.
Or supporting a home fighter or something like that. There's all these little nuances these little things that are all alleged and stuff like that, but it definitely does happen, doesn't it? But if you can get in there and get them fight fucking finished, then
that's it. That's exactly what I come to do.
You don't pay for overtime, but
that's it. You see, precisely. I come to put on a performance, and I ain't trained for 10-12 weeks to come in there and just leave it to judges to make a bad decision if that's what it is. I come in, I'll be in your face, and I'll put it on you. And I'll win.
What stood out for me, Matt, is looking at these 4 fights. Is you fight IQ, right? Because these guys have seemed to be wild swingers and stuff like that, and we being bare knuckled, that everybody's shooting for head. and trying to land that knockout blow and stuff like that. But what's shown for you from you and from what I've seen is your body work and stuff like that. Is that a tactic that you adopted when you moved from MMA into bare knuckle? Because like say they seem to be swinging all the time and leaving that open, and you've got a jaw.
Exploit it,
taking it in a bit until they tie the sense out and then work into that body, and then you take them out with your head. It seems to be a tactic that's working for you.
We're actually going to mention that I think looking at some of your fights, you actually think you come from more of a boxing background.
Yeah.
You know, going into body, like how smooth you are, transition.
Yeah, it's just, that's really my coach, to be fair. You know, I've worked with a few different coaches, but obviously I'm based out of Golden Team at the minute at Leeds. Mm-hmm. We P, and my coach is actually Justin Newell, who's the ex-pro boxer. Yeah. So what we actually work, you know, is obviously it is boxing, but we tend to be tight. We tend to be, you know, technical more than anything.
It's like you're quite big on bare knuckle not being boxing, aren't you? I've heard you say that a few times. It's not the fucking same.
Yeah, it's not. This is it. You say, you know, you get boxers coming in. It's just like, you know, when you're sparring a boxer. You don't like being tied up. They don't like, they don't like the clinch work.
You love doing that. You love getting stuck.
Yeah, that's my game. Like, you know, inside. I can work both. You know, I can work at range and I can work inside. Either I'm going to fuck you up. Simple as that. You know, and obviously inside work. You know, the clinch from the MMA background is there. And you'll find that a lot of boxers come over to this and they ain't got a clue.
Yeah, I like that.
They're good at range, aren't they?
Yeah, they're good at range.
Inside,
that's it,
but I like a bit, when the boxers come, I like that a bit when they carry a bit of that arrogance. I'm a boxer, so I'm gonna fuck you all up.
Yeah,
and they don't understand that.
They
the defense, it doesn't work. You know, the way they cover up and stuff, it does not work in bare knuckle fighting.
You know, obviously you can cover up as much as you want. You know, a lot of people do this, but your hand's only that big, you know. You've got Lister coming outside here, you know. You've got to be.
Soon they realise it's a completely different game, don't they?
Yeah, totally different game, you know. And obviously, when you're getting cracked with that, with nothing on it, it's different.
It fucking stings, mate.
Fucking not half.
Whether it's took body or fucking bonds, mate.
You don't get this good looking, mate, for that, you know what I mean?
Well, I didn't want to bring it up, but
you'll be feeling one if you carry on. I'll give permission.
Only saying while cameras on.
We're grovelling like fuck later on.
Sorry, anybody got any need?
It's going down now.
Hypno-toad.
This camp then, how was this? Have you been splitting your time with? Is it Team Valor as well?
Yes. Obviously, I started with Justin, and then they put the fight back to a week. It were originally going to be in Leeds, and then they've put it back to Newcastle. And then, obviously, I've been training with Anthony Holmes here and there throughout my camps. I like to go and get my sparring and my technical stuff with him. And then, obviously, set up this bare knuckle team with Neil Wayne over at Ultimate Shred. Yeah. And it is just bare knuckle, you know. And there's not. Well, I don't think there's any other around here, you know. And the stuff that we work in those classes, you know, on a Monday and a Wednesday is just different to being in a boxing gym. It's specific bare knuckle stuff, which is why I like it. And obviously I split my time between Justin. I might do a week with Justin and a week with Team Valor, or I'll do the Monday with Team Valor and the Wednesday with Justin, and then Saturday with Spar or whatever. You know, I do it 3 sessions a week, and we strength and conditioning twice a week, run once a week, and then have one day off. So it's flat out, you know, and obviously working full time as well. It's hard graft, but it makes this strong. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
strong.
Mentally makes it stronger.
And gives you confidence.
Yeah, the confidence is there. It's always there, the confidence, especially with the team I've got around me and the way that I'm performing. You know, obviously, I don't ever go into a fight with no confidence, and I know my ability. I know the technical side. I know what I can do, you know, and I'll be totally honest with you there. I am going to be British champion. It's as simple as that. And I know Conor Cook's a good boxer. You know, I ain't slating him, disrespecting him or anything, but he's not on my level. And I'll prove that in night.
You've got some unwavering confidence about this fight, mate. And I know you're aiming for right at the top to Jared. What's his name?
Jared Warren.
Jared Warren. That seemed like you're wanting to get right to the top with that. How's it going with Team Valor then? Because I know it's a new project. We spoke to Anthony Holmes, who's involved with that here a bit before. Is it good having someone who's, you know, at a similar level and a veteran at game, really, so close to train with. You've got some other good guys up there, young Joe Lister coming through and stuff like that.
Now, and Josh Sims as well. He's a big heavyweight lad, moves like a cruiser. You know, and obviously Joe Lister as well. You know, 19-year-old, built like a brick shit house. It's like a truck. You know what I mean? He's coming through ranks now.
Yeah, and Anthony had a lot to say about Joe as well. Like, hopefully we'll get John at some point.
Yeah, it's really good.
So does that look like it's moving forward, this Team Valor stuff?
Yeah, definitely. You know, we got, is it Jack ID or whatever his name was? That's the first time I met him yesterday. He came and joined yesterday. And like I said, there's no other bare knuckle team around this kind of area. So I think it's going to take off. I really do. And the specific, the quality of sparring we've got in the little 8-ounce gloves, you know, the hand manipulation, the movement, the wrestling side of it. Obviously, it's coming from Wayne's side, you know, ex-UFC, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's putting it all together and it's putting it all into his games, you know what I mean? And we're going to show that, you know, in BKFC. And like I've said, the grappling side, the clinch work that people don't use, you know, or they're not used to using, you know what I mean? We're using it day in, day out, you know, it's second nature to us. So when we're in there and we're tight, you know what I mean, we know what to do, we know head manipulation, hand manipulation, you know, and that's it, you know. And it's great to take that knowledge from Wayne and obviously from Holmesy as well, you know. Obviously Holmesy. There was a time when I did MMA amateur and I went on ACB card at John Charles Stadium in Leeds, and I remember being sat there amateur days, and I've got my team around me, Danny Mitchell and that, and across me were Wayne and Anthony Holmes, and he were pro, and I'm like, fucking hell, Holmes is there. Fucking hell, can't I have a picture of that, you know what I mean? I'm buzzing off him, like. and now like we're close mates now, you know, we train together and that, and we're on that same kind of level, and it's mad how you can come from that to being on the same kind of level now, you know, and
it ranks above him now, mate, so you can get that little digging.
I wasn't going to say that, you know, but yeah.
Sorry, Anthony, I didn't mean to bring it up.
We've got insurance, you
I need to pipe down tonight.
But it seems like Team Valor as well. It seems like the way they train or the way they coach as well is kind of your kind of style of fighting as well, rather than just to be more technical, Jesus Christ, technical rather than just swing and come out swinging. They don't really do that. They don't really teach that either, don't they?
Yeah, they have. You know, obviously they're putting that knowledge into us, and it's like I said, specific bare knuckle that we train. You know, the technique, the tightness, you know, the technical side of it that a lot of boxing gyms don't use.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Is that something you're looking to do now? I'm not saying that you're ready for finishing it out, mate. But at 40 years old now, are you getting into that coaching side, or I've heard you say sort of about refereeing as well? Is that something that interests you?
I'd like to stay in the game somehow. You know, coaching, refereeing, try and keep my hand in it at least. Because there's that, or I'd end up bodybuilding or something like that. I think you know.
It's just interesting you say refereeing. You don't meet many athletes of any sport really that says that they'd be interested in going into refereeing after being a professional at it themselves. I mean, it's not as square as like football or anything like that. Going into that, there's some great referees around fight sports and stuff like that. And it would be interesting. I'm sure the organisations themselves would appreciate like ex-fighters going in there doing that.
Yeah,
well,
that's it. You know, obviously, I mean, they're going to know the stuff out there. You know, but obviously. Yeah, it's something that I'd be interested in, definitely. You know, I'm
good
definitely
stuff,
look into it. Yeah.
Nice.
How come then you started really bare knuckle so late? Because you're not 20 years old anymore, isn't it?
Yeah, this is it. You see,
when did you start MMA? What age was it?
I bet about MMA about 15 years ago. I bet maybe a little bit longer. Started messing about. Went through a little bit of a family bereavement with my daughter, and I've had a bit of a name for myself in town and the rest of it, and you know I was scrapping all the time. I was looking at 3 years in Nick for GBH, got community service and a fine, then I got done again and I got suspended sentence, so I was like, nah, fuck this.
Light bulb moment, like, I need to
well, that's it, you know.
That fucking energy into something positive rather than negative side.
You know, obviously that and my wife kept me on straight and narrow. And one of my mates, Simon Coney.
Well done, Mrs. H.
Yeah, Simon Coney, a good mate of mine.
I know Simon as well. I went through school with Coney.
Did you? Yeah. He took me to one side and he's like, listen, you need to channel that aggression elsewhere. He says, come down to, I think it were, Ultimate Fitness in Castleford, I think. I think it were that. Had like a little MMA gym upstairs, matted out.
He does one in Nottingham a minute, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, yeah. He takes his own class now. So he took me there, wrapped me up like a pretzel, stretched my arms, my legs, my neck, everything, choked me out numerous times a night, you know what I mean, and we're laughing his head off, you know what I mean? Which is obviously why my brain cells have depleted, but, cheers, Coney, mate.
Makes for an entertaining interview, though.
Yeah, then obviously, there was always a big thing about AVT at time with Danny Mitchell, and it was one of the feared gyms in the UK, everyone was like, oh, fucking AVT, And
were they like the first in Yorkshire, really, weren't they?
Yeah.
There were nothing about it at that time.
It was in Dewsbury at the time, yeah. It was right at the top of the mill. So I was obviously training with Coney and that, and he went and fought on Combat Challenge, and I think he lost his first one. And I was like, so I was like, I want to go to AVT really, because I kind of got as far as I could get with Coney. He was just knocking fuck out of me all the time, you know what I mean? I thought, I'm not really learning defence here as such. Yeah. So anyway, I got the bollocks, walked into AVT, and they're all looking at me, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, you know what I mean? Anyway.
It's an intimidating place to walk into, though, with names like Danny and that in there, you know what I mean?
You Jay Furness in there, you know what I mean? And there were Josh Collins then, there were, Tom Crosby, some good lads there.
We've had a few of them on, we've had Danny on, we've had Tom on, we walked in there ourselves, and it's an intimidating place to go into.
Especially shitty when it was empty.
It was empty because I walked in, dickhead.
We used to walk right to the top of there. There used to be a thing called Emmerich Monday, we called it. There were no head guards and fuck all, mate. Big gloves on, shin guards, mate.
Not that fucking hangover,
knock the shit out of each other, you know what I mean? And that's all we ever do on a Monday, which is why my head's like it is, another reason. But yeah, they welcome me with open arms, and I had a good amateur MMA career through Danny and lads at AVT, and got some good friends from it as well. Like I say, I had that one pro fight and then turned to bare knuckles. So, I still spar with Danny now. Obviously, he's gone to BKFC.
But it's funny, you know what you said about your leg?
Leeds, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's funny what you said about your leg. He's the reason he joined BKFC is more or less for the same reason, because his leg was fucked, really.
I sparred him for my fight with Chaz, and his leg popped out as we sparring, and he's like, right, just straighten it, pull it, and I'm like popped it back in, and carried on sparring.
Just like that?
Fucking hell, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, mental.
Well, so, I mean, it's led up to getting to where you are now, and as you said, you're very confident that you're going to become British light heavyweight champion this weekend, up against Mr. Cook. What's next after that, and when do you think you will be fighting next? I know you're looking at fighting abroad and stuff like that, and you're wanting to move on from UK, because there is some frustrations about the organisation, about how things are done over here from yourselves. We've heard other fighters talk about. Anthony touched on it as well when he was here himself, about the ticket shifting and stuff, and it's slightly bigger in other destinations, isn't it? And you want to get yourself to that sort of place.
Yeah, obviously when I win this title, it opens doors to Europe, America and that, and obviously the world title is under Jared Warren at the minute. Mm-hmm. That's the aim. Obviously, I want to fight the best of the best. You're
ranked in top 10 though, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, I'm number 7. There's only Americans above me. So yeah, I'm up there, and
it's got to be over there then next, hasn't it? When
you
win this on November 2nd, it's got to be over there.
If you look at the Marbella card and how it's promoted and the coverage it's got, you don't get that over here. No. It's like Rico's putting videos on a walking down the street, and there's posters
billboards
on billboards, posters. The media side. There's a press conference today. I don't think we've ever had a press conference over here for BKFC, ever.
No, it's predominantly boxing, isn't it? I mean, it's frustrating even when UFC events come over here, and what we sort of cover, the promotion of it's not so much. We've been involved with Octagon promotions and stuff like that don't get much as well. it's pretty much all boxing in this country.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
it is
that's
growing.
it,
It's
yeah.
definitely growing, and
Yeah,
hopefully with influence with people like Conor McGregor and that who's getting involved now with
that's it,
BKFC,
yeah.
that will grow. Conor's got that fucking magic touch,
That's
and
it,
you know
yeah.
what I mean.
I
So
don't
hopefully
think when it takes off, I'll be retired. Do you know what I mean? I'll be done.
It's going to be a while. Yeah, I would.
Which way it'll go though? Do you think it'll go that way?
I think it's going to take off massively.
If you look at where it started, I mean, it's relatively new, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, still.
Was it six years old?
It's
Yeah,
new,
about
but
that.
if you look at the
It's come
fights,
a long
they're
way
just-
though in that time, really.
Yeah, it
just
does,
needs a
yeah.
bit more of a spotlight on these shows. doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, you see, and this is obviously why Conor's got involved with it, and he's promoting it that way, and obviously people are getting involved now. So yeah, I think it's going to take off massively. I really do.
The fights are so entertaining, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been watching a few since we've started getting you guys in from BKFC and stuff like that. I started watching a few moving from UFC and from MMA and that, and they are so entertaining. 5 2-minute rounds or whatever they are, and people they're just all out swinging and that.
That's
and
it,
it's what people watch fight sports for.
That's it. You know.
So I fail to see how
entertaining,
it doesn't take off.
Yeah. Well, that's why I keep saying that it's not boxing. You know, obviously, you couldn't go 12 rounds in bare knuckle. Do you know what I mean?
No.
And obviously, it's more explosive. You know, there's more aggression, blood, cuts. You know.
Well, I think that's the thing. I think
But it's
as sad as
technical
it
as well.
is,
It's not all just that, is it?
No. I mean, it can be technical, like you've touched on. You know that a lot of people come in windmilling, swinging. You know what I mean, and try to take heads off. At the end of the day, it's not all about that. You know, you've got to be smart with it, because it's not only them, it's you. You know, you break your hands. You know what I mean? You
And
get
it'll
cut
evolve as well, won't it? Like any sport does. You know, I mean, like MMA over the years, we're predominantly an MMA podcast. We're dipping us toe into this now, but when you watch that 30 years ago, it's nowhere near the standard it is today. You know what I mean? It's going to evolve, isn't it? And BKFC, I'm sure they'll do exactly the same thing.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, definitely.
It's gonna get there, man.
But I think what's sad is as well, the way the media is set up today. I think because for them, it's too brutal. This is too brutal, and they'll try to kind of stop it, or at least make it difficult to progress.
Yeah, there's always going to be people that are going to complain and say it's a bit too over the top.
You know,
and
I mean,
stuff
apparently they moved it from Leeds. It used to be at the Planet Ice in Leeds.
Yeah.
And apparently the sponsor of Planet Ice has said something about the bare knuckle side of it.
Yeah,
so
that's it,
that's why
isn't
they
it?
moved it. You know,
Yeah.
I think it's like a brutal reputation
yeah,
that they don't want to be
that's what it
involved with.
is,
So.
you know.
Yeah.
It's an event, though, isn't it? Really, I mean,
Yeah,
They don't
that's
see
it.
it that way. For them, it's always just brutal.
And I'll tell you something. Like, you don't get any trouble at bare knuckle.
Yeah.
None.
I bet you get more at boxing.
You get more at boxing,
Yeah,
more
for
at
sure,
white
yeah.
collar shows, more at stuff like that.
Because there's all them fucking,
what's surprising
there's all
me?
them weekend fucking rock stars on.
That's
fucking
what it is,
bar,
mate.
like
And at
anything
the end
you
of the
can
day,
do.
mate, at a bare knuckle show, you're fucking about with bare knuckle fighters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna fuck about
Over
it,
the last
you know.
couple of years, everything I've seen with bare knuckle, obviously it's brutal, but that's kind of why we like it as well. It's skillful, it's brutal, it's entertaining. But how respectful all fighters are.
Yeah.
Like before, after, leading into it, you know.
Apart from Eddie Colson.
Yeah, you cool.
They are the
Shit, what, he's on next week?
Beer's
Shit.
kicking in.
Do you have any crutches that we all need?
We alright to cut that bit, Richard? Yeah?
No.
He's fucking in next week.
Oh, God. But he is.
You guys are respectful, but him, it's like all you boys are really respectful. You know what I mean? Sports,
Come on the internet, innit?
it's twats like that though. You can't go to the arena anymore.
Keyboard warriors, like, yeah.
I apologise, sir.
What's it like in ring? You know, rather than being in, in circles, sort of.
Yeah, it's
Well, that must be strange. You know, in a traditional boxing ring.
yeah, it's
Where?
it's
So
weird.
you can back them into corner,
Yeah, well,
work
that's
your
it, you see.
angles. What?
Yeah,
can
does
you
that have a
explain
big
what does?
impact on your
I'm
gameplay?
curious with that.
You tend to just take the centre of the ring and just corner them off wherever they go. Obviously, you can't corner them, but you know what I mean. You shut it down.
But that in itself, what you've just said there, explains how different it is, because your mindset and how you've grown up, and that is corners. It's to corner them
Yeah,
off,
yeah,
take
that's
them
what you
off
always
there.
think, innit?
That's
Yeah.
your autopilot says that, so it's completely different there. So
Yeah,
even your
yeah.
mindset from your language there, it shows you it's going to be different to where you've got to do it.
Well, obviously
in-
from a
in there
boxing
as well.
side, but MMA side, you're in an octagon. You know what I mean? So there's no corners. You know. So, but yeah, obviously with it being a circle, it's you tend to just cut them off. You know, and then pressure. You know, and that's all you can do, really. You know what I mean? As long as it's the same in boxing as it is in bare knuckle. You take the centre of the ring, you know, show that you're the dominant fighter and in that way. But like I say, there's not a lot else you can do,
And I'll tell you one thing from watching your fights on this 4-fight win streak. It seems that you are growing into it, and you imagine that the more fights that go on, it's the harder the opposition, but you seem to be taking them more comfortably.
Yeah.
It seems like you're peaking now, doesn't it? That's what I realise.
Yeah.
Like your early fights in bare knuckle, you took some adjusting with your cuts and whatever. But as you gain more experience, you seem a lot more confident and
comfortable inside that ring.
You seem like you're peaking now.
You grow
like
into it kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, this is it.
Do you feel like you're like better than ever now?
Yeah, I do.
Fitter and strong.
Fitter, everything's come together. The team I've got behind me now. Don't get me wrong; it took me a long time to find this team, but it's positive, it's confident. Everybody that's involved in it has their own little place. And Brad Foster, my strength and conditioning coach, has got me in the best peak physical, look physique that I am. Every fight has been better. I've looked the best at every fight, and I'm 3 weeks out now.
So I saw a video yesterday on Insta, and you look fucking ripped.
I'm shredded now.
Is there,
you know what I mean?
Do you know, being at your age, is there maybe advantage as well? Because if you're in your 20s, you tend to be more hot-headed, don't you? And if anything doesn't go your way, you start making mistakes and getting
well, this is it. And obviously, the experience there as well. That it all plays a part. Justin Newell, my coach, he's so positive, and the knowledge that he has is brilliant. Obviously, Wayne, I have Jake Clark as well in my corner. I have Jake in my corner for the simple reason of he's so calming. He's knowledgeable. He's a good mate of mine, but he's so calming. I can go back to that corner and I'm panicking. I got hit with a nice stiff jab off Chaz, and I saw 3 of him. I thought he'd fractured my eye socket, and that was first round. I went back after the first round. I was panicking, and he Cutman's looking at my eye, and he's like, "Chill, breathe, calm down." And he's talking to me, and it's just the tone in his voice and everything just brings you down.
He has that aura that you need.
That can be an integral cog in your machine, mate. You know what I mean? These guys are sorting you out, other guys are calming you down. They're all adding to where you need to be.
This is it. Yeah,
it's funny. A few guys we've had on, probably 3 or 4 lads who fought under Danny Mitchell have all said the same with him.
Yeah,
he's such a calming, level-headed. Don't lose his head. He's always on that nice level.
Yeah,
but from Danny Mitchell's point of view, he never had anybody who used to take his mates rather than somebody proper.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's had some mad fights as Danny, really mad fights.
He'll just take anybody.
That's it.
Never been never cornered anybody, or
that is the motto of AVT, innit? It's we fight any cunt. That's what it is. I've got numerous gum shields with it on the front, and that is the motto.
A question I'm going to ask you as well is, when you come out for your fights, you look like what moment do you switch you? Is it like as you hear music coming out as you're walking out? Because when you get to cage, to ring, whatever, you look like you could literally kill somebody. You're so fucking hyped. How can you? What would you run me through that? I mean, when does that kick in the changing room? Just before you're walking out, or is it like as you get to arena or whatever?
It's more as. Obviously, it's like a massive build-up throughout the day. We have a bit of a chill before my hands get wrapped. And as soon as your hands get wrapped, you kind of know that it's go time, Earphones are in, music's on, chilling, whatever. Warm up in the back. Then I walk out, and it's... The switch, pretty much, is from walking up them steps with the music on at the right time. I tend to walk out to the same kind of music every time.
Which is, what's your favourite one at the minute? Which one?
Well, it's Strength of 1,000 Men that I normally walk out to, and it's more of a orchestra,
all right, okay.
It's
something
built
different.
Me up. Yeah. I have walked out to others as well and just not felt it, and I've always said that I'd walk out to No Easy Way Out, like Rocky and that, for this one. And I've been listening to it, and it just don't give me that buzz.
You want something that's going to give you a little, like you say, a little kick up arse.
But like you say, that Strength of 1,000 Men, there's a certain point where I walk up the steps and I'll face the back, and then I'll turn around, and it's there. You know what I mean?
Go
And
time,
I know
that's it.
This is it now. You know what I mean? And
Do you choreograph your walk out to this fucking
Pretty
key
much,
change?
yeah.
I love it. With all the fucking Backstreet Boy at heart, giving it all that.
It looks practicing in the bedroom on that before I go.
I fucking know it.
What do you think, honey? Looks
So
good.
you'd say it's as you're stepping in ring, then you'd say.
As obviously as the music starts to play, there's a certain point where it's like a bit of an intro with it, and then it drops. And as it drops, I tend to switch there, and I'll either go rah, or clap my hands or whatever, and boom, that's when it is there.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And I walk to the ring then, and then I get my vest up and take my top off, blah blah blah, and then I'm into the ring, and that's it. I don't take my eyes off my opponent, and then you know,
them stare downs. I love them fucking stare downs when I cross ring.
That's it, you see.
Tell you what, but it'd be a right bust if you walk out and they get wrong music.
Fucking hell, yeah.
You know, something
no,
she's
Fucking put Cyndi Lauper or something like that. Just
I know, can you imagine that, you know? But it's all right, he's out, but it's
I hope I
fucking
jinx
Edinburgh,
you. I hope I
I
jinx you now in next one.
know what I'm going to say, God. I don't. No. But it is, you know, it's enough to make somebody lose a fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
if you're expecting something and you get in, that helps you focus, and it could have massive repercussions.
Well,
Something as simple as that. Yeah, people don't think it could.
I mean, some lads say that they come and they chill and they put the shorts on and have a scrap, but there's more to it than that.
Gotta
you know
be.
what I mean?
Gotta
It's
be.
like the full build up. You know, like I said, these press conferences and that we should be having over here. It's all media attention for us.
So what?
and
There
for-
is no
you know, I think-
press conference at all. Zero.
No, nothing over here. No.
So
press
the
conference.
stare down. When does it happen?
Oh yeah, on the Friday we'll do the official weigh-in. I think 12 o'clock, something like that,
Right.
12:30, and then we have the public weigh-in at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
How much media will be there then?
Obviously, there's the BKFC. It's live on the BKFC
Yeah.
app. You know, photography and
There'll be some local
whatever.
media, won't there, you
There'll be
thought?
local
Yeah.
media probably there. Yeah. Obviously, I don't really set much notice. when
There'll
they're
be
there,
there'll be No Bones MMA podcast there for Newcastle event. Hopefully, we will be in touch.
good, you
BKFC,
say, yeah.
we'll be in touch.
Yeah, we're hoping.
That's if Matty's still alive then.
Yeah.
Because the fuck we are.
I'm on about him, by the way.
Yeah, nearly fucking dug yourself in a hole.
Well,
didn't it?
like I said, as you're going through your camp though, is it like when you get to a week out, then there's a little switch as well? Then, or is it? Can you feel it, like you said, gradually building up?
It's more like now, like 3 week out when you start to spar hard, you know, little gloves on. I spoke to Holmesy this morning. He was like, you were a fucking nightmare last night. You know, little 8 ounce
Is that why
gloves
you've got
on.
a couple of black eyes this morning?
Yeah, well, this is what you say,
Start
yeah.
digging a bit harder.
Yeah, well, that's it. You say, well, Wayne takes piss all the time. He's like, I said 30%, Matty. 30%, not fucking 80%. And I'm like, it's just that sometimes if you connect with a little glove on, it's just that sound and that, you know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
do bang it in sometimes. And
So you use MMA gloves, don't you, for sparring?
yeah, for sparring, yeah.
What do you say, 8 ounces? Is that what
8
it is?
ounce, yeah. They're amateur MMA gloves, yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Rather than
7
4
or 8
ounces.
ounces.
The
Yeah, rather than
professionals are
4s,
4
yeah.
ounce, aren't they? The professionals
they
are 4
are,
ounce, yeah.
You know, and obviously if we're boxing sparring, it's a big 16 ounce gloves, you know, and that's when you can really let your hands go.
Yeah, there's no for sparring bare knuckle. Like,
No, well, that's it, you see, yeah. Well, unless you come in to wake, you like, have some steroids, you know what I mean, yeah.
some Friday night
That's
sparring.
it, yeah. But, you know, obviously, you know, the 8 ounce gloves on, it's more technical. And last night we did 6 3-minute rounds. There were Holmesy there, Josh Sims, and then that other Jack, that new lad. All good lads, you know, the quality's there. And obviously me and Holmesy's fighting in 3 weeks, so we are on it, you know what I mean? And, you know, knocking shit out of each other, you know. And I think Josh is fighting Barnsley Metrodome next Saturday because we're cornering him. So yeah, he's fighting next Saturday.
Oh, nice. We'll
So
have a
you
look
know,
out for that
we're all on it. You know what I mean? And that quality of sparring's there.
When would you taper that down then? That sparring?
Final week, as I've got older, I was like I said, like them Ebenezer Monday and everything else with AVT, you know, and the sparring, we're knocking fuck out of each other. You know what I mean? And as I've got older now, my head it's just not the same, you know, and I tend to not have as many hard spars, more technical, light sparring, movement. I bet I have 3 heavy spars in camp.
Yeah.
You know, 10, 12-week camp, I'll have 3 heavy spars. My second one is Saturday. We are travelling down to Lincolnshire I've got some heavy sparring down there with some other bare knuckle lads. So yeah, you know, and obviously then I'll have one more big one after that, and then just more technical. I'm not saying that I can't take it, because I can take it. It's just obviously I've got to try and look after myself.
Yeah,
you know?
there is only so many you can take, isn't it? Whether they're big or hard or half hard, it still has an effect on you.
If you're taking like big shots 3 weeks out from the fight, and then you take a big shot bare knuckle, you know, there's that big chance there that you're going to be out. You know, and obviously I don't want to take that chance.
Yeah.
How long traditionally are your camps building up to a fight? When do you sort of start being, this is it now, strict, strip it down, stop all boozing, stop all shit?
Well, we always say, I'm not going to eat any shit food, I'm not going to have a drink 10 weeks out.
10 weeks.
Yeah. But there's always something, you know what I mean? There's like a mate's birthday, or there's a do-out, or a wedding, or
you can have cheat
whatever.
days. Like, as
yeah,
long as
you can. You know, I've got a nutritionist on board, Jordan Story, and you know, it keeps me in check. And obviously, if I want a meal on a Saturday night, and maybe a pint, if I want, I have to fast all day. So I fast all day, and then I can have some shit to eat. And you know, and
how difficult do you find that?
How it works. It depends what I'm doing. You know.
If it's one of your mates or one of Mrs.'s mates, basically.
Yeah, this is it, yeah. You know, and obviously, you know, I've 2 kids at home, you know, and there's been times where I've been fucking ratty, proper ratty. It's like...
You have to stop yourself as well, because you know as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know yourself, even when you're not cutting weight, somebody's eating an apple, right?
Yeah.
But when you're cutting weight, and my son sat in chair across from me eating an apple, and you're just like...
Yeah.
Fucking hell, you know what I mean? Just
fuck off with that apple.
Upstairs with that, will you?
I think the problem is as well, if you just, like I say, Saturday and you're just chilling and there is nothing to do, it's your rest day, and you're just waiting, and you're waiting for that one big meal, just waiting. So you like
you do need to still have a word with yourself if you're getting pissed off over an apple.
If you're doing something,
well, that's it. What you do,
But if you're busy and doing something, it's different, isn't it? You kind of get your head is somewhere else. Then
well, that's it. You see, you know, obviously I've done 24-hour fast, 48-hour fast before, and if you're busy, I mean, you're tired. That's the only thing. You know, obviously at work, I've done this. You know, I've been water loading at work, and
that
you're
can't
pissing
be
every
easy.
10 minutes, and you're not eating any carbs. And obviously, I'm a steel fabricator by trade, and I'm lifting, I'm grafting all day,
all steel
grinding,
work and
all
stuff.
steel work,
proper manual job as well.
You know, manual job, so I'm knackered.
Next question is, what do you do then to fucking decompress? You know what I mean? You're working full time. You've got a couple of kids, family life. You're
trading, good career, fights, sports. When do you chill out? Yeah, what do you do?
This is it. What do I do?
I don't know yet.
Yeah,
wait till you're retired, mate.
You know,
That's it.
obviously, me Saturday mornings are taken up by my son. He plays for Normanton Knights under 12s. Brilliant rugby player he is, and you know, I tend to take him on a Saturday. We'll watch him. You know, spend time with lads and that. You know, I'll see my mates. Walk. I like to walk. You know what I mean? And you know, all this waterfall bollocks and all that. Everybody's doing
we do that sometimes.
You know what I mean?
We do that sometimes.
You know, I like to get out. You know, in nature and fresh air and just clear your mind. You know what I mean? And
them females like them Instagram pictures, mate, with waterfalls.
Well, that's what it is, isn't it? Yeah, top off and that. Yeah. Infinity pools and all that. Yeah, they do. Yeah, that's it. Well, you know, just. It could be out, you know. Like tomorrow, I'm off to the cinema. You know, we're going to watch that Joker 2, I think.
That's coming out, isn't it? Yeah, that
can't
should
have
be
popcorn or shit popper out, so I'm taking like a bag of bloody carrots and some hummus. Mate, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's what you've got to do. But at least I can go to cinema and chill.
Which fucking middle class cinema are you going to?
It's about 25 quid each, isn't it?
That's it, you know.
A bit of bread and hummus. It sounds fucking lovely.
Homemade as well, all vegan.
No, my boy's done good, man.
She'll be munching up popcorn and nachos and that, you know what I mean? We're doing my head in.
Yeah. You alright there, honey?
That's it,
That crunch will be doing your head.
Tell me about it, yeah.
What do you call it? Do you know, I wanted to ask as well, which is interesting, really, question. Do you know, between the camps, obviously your camp is roughly, 10, 12 weeks, it depends, isn't it? But in between, how often do you train? Do you still always on like 4 or 5 times a week, or are you just kind of 2-3 times, or you just?
Yeah, I always try and have a week off after and do nothing. apart from get fat. That's all I do.
Said
you
you
know what I
load
mean?
on, do you have like, do you just go on booze and burgers and
Booze,
shit?
burgers, mate. And that's it, you know
Paddy
what I
style.
mean?
Good, lad.
Yeah, that's it, you see, yeah. Obviously, you know, you neglect it for 10, 12 weeks and then...
Yeah.
I bet it feels awesome when you can start fucking just motorboating burgers and shit.
Well, that's it. Yeah. It's like I come out of the ring and like, lads have already got me a pint as I'm coming out, you know what I mean? So you're like, you're down that, and then you're down another coming out, and by the time you've got to the changing room, you're right ass. You know, you're
you've got an
steaming,
interview to
you
do,
know,
you're like,
that's it, yeah. Well, I have, that's it, you know. Like, I can't remember anything I've said at all.
So I
you
don't
know,
fucking know, I levered him.
That's it, yeah. I'll fucking have you all, you know.
I'll lever you an extra prick.
Yeah.
Give me Alex Pereira, fuck you.
Yeah, well, that's it. But no, I tend to tick over, you know, a bit of running. I tend to just be straight back in gym. I like to, if I look good, I feel good.
Yeah.
You'll know that yourself. And obviously, the first few weeks into camp, I'm, you know, from still in the gym, still lifting heavy. You know, I like to look well, and then we'll taper it down. And you know, to more explosive stuff and my strength and con, and my running and my row and my ski erg and that, my air bike.
So you'll still do like odd days of sparring and stuff like that.
Odd days, yeah.
Or do you find yourself helping other guys out then? Other lads in the gym or...
yeah, if I can do, you know, sparring wise or whatever. I'll jump in where I can and do what I can. Obviously, they've helped me out, and so I like to repay the favour for them. But yeah, you know, obviously it is just ticking over. But like I say, if I could do it professionally full time, I'd be on it straight away. You know, but we're working, and obviously family life and the rest of it. It's nice sometimes just to take a bit of a chill.
I think you have to mentally as well, because if you're constantly on, it gets too much, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, sometimes I end up getting that fat that it's hard work to cut. You know, and obviously as I've got older, it's harder to shift. But you know,
I'm sure your fat's different to everybody else's fat, mate. It's, you know, I mean, it's a lot of work that you put into to put on a show. So at the end of the day, you're entertaining people like ourselves who love this fucking sport, and you're doing it obviously to make that extra money and to have like a career in there, but to have to do full-time jobs and have families and to fucking train so hard to get to a position like yourself who are fighting for championships, it's some fucking graft, man.
It is, yeah.
To put on that show for fans and shit like that, and we appreciate that shit, mate. You know what I mean?
And that's what you set out to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Champ, so.
That's it, yeah. I've said it since day one, you know, as soon as you know, obviously I was British champion for BKB before, you know, and then obviously I've said since joining BKFC that I would be British champ. I will be world champ, you know, but obviously I'm not overlooking Conor by any means, but yeah, I will be British champ, yeah.
How different do they work, BKB and BKFC? How operate and...
I personally, BKFC is obviously the bigger organisation. This is why it's joined with BYB now. You know, because it's had to do. It were on its ass.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's had to branch out. It's had to join forces or whatever. You know, and but obviously the BKFC is the biggest bare knuckle company in the world.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
And it's taking off, like I say, you know, and it's going to be unbelievable. And it's going to be great to see. So we'll see how many BYB fighters and BKB fighters are actually left with them in the end. We'll see.
Yeah.
So,
especially with rates moving forward in states and stuff like that as well. We've already
I
talked
find it
about
a bit
how
mad, you know, that most of talent, bigger... Sorry to interrupt
mate,
you.
go.
Well, maybe not the most, but the amount of talent that is in UK of bare knuckle fighters, and is big in America, and I'm like, how does that work? Like,
Founded
you would expect it to be bigger, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of them over there, and I think it will become
will
big
do,
over
like you
here
said,
eventually.
eventually
But I think it's going to grow over there first, and then it usually follows over here, doesn't it? You know what I mean? And it is getting a lot of attention now, and I mean, your opponent is Conor Cook this weekend. While we're touching on Conor, we can't go past for talking about BFC while we are mentioning Mr. McGregor, who has invested in it. And do you think this will make a difference to BKFC? Do you think it will push it forward in general, not just in this country and stuff like that? You know,
yeah, 100%. You know, obviously the media attention that is involved in it now, obviously by him coming on board, is doubled or tripled.
I mean, in last event he was down with that unlit cigar and that walking out.
You know, yeah, you know, he's a massive presence at every show. Apparently, he's going to be at the Newcastle show, so fingers crossed.
3 days.
You know, and he's going to promote it, innit? You know what I mean? As soon as you put his name to anything,
it's good. It's good to get some influence in there like that.
That's it,
I mean, to get name out there,
and obviously throw some money at it as well. Do you know what I mean?
It'll be better for you guys.
Yeah, of course.
You guys start getting these purses that you fucking deserve.
Well, this is it. Unfortunately, we're not there yet, but
hopefully we will be. Hopefully we will be, mate. It's like say it's an organisation and it's a sport that's constantly growing and it's constantly picking up new fans, and like ourselves, much like ourselves, more people covering it, more people watching it, and we appreciate you guys bringing us that entertainment, and we wish you the very best in your fight against Conor Cook, mate, in this British light heavyweight bout that's coming up on November 2nd. Hopefully we'll be there. Talk to you at the time if we can get there.
Yeah, no worries.
If not, we will hopefully talk to you after it. We'll be very welcome to come back, mate, if you don't mind. We appreciate you getting on there.
With the belt.
Yeah, with the belt, yeah.
Just wearing the belt, by the way.
Bring one in, mate. Yeah, we haven't had a belt, innit? Bring it in.
That would be cool, just leave it here kind of thing.
That's
yeah.
it, yeah.
It might take you off, innit?
Well, film me as a mirror off it, really.
I thought you meant not fighting, not stealing it. I'm going to say thanks, mate.
You're walking out wakey, really.
Well, he's from Normy, so we'll be walking around Normy.
That's it, yeah.
Taking his local pub.
You can't leave out about with normal lads about.
Absolute fuckers. Hang on a minute, Ponty, Lithuania. Fuck's sake.
Enough said.
Anyway, do you want to give a shout out to some of your guys who are sponsoring you and helping you fuel this journey, mate?
I do, and I've written them down because I've had that many shots to head. So, we've got Fez Firefighter, which is fire and evacuation services, Kestrel Estate Agents, Outlaw Gains, Blackout 13, which I am wearing their attire tonight.
Nice.
Great quality gear, mate. CBD Guru, he's always looked after me every camp. Great quality CBD products, balms, oils, sprays, check them out. Carl Stannard, a good friend of mine. Jordan Story, my nutritionist. Brad Foster, my strength and conditioning coach. DPJ Electric, MWA Landscapes. Obviously, shout out to my coach and my corner team, Justin Newell, Jake Clark. Shout out to Holmesy, Josh, Joe, Wayne at Team Valor.
Double-sided, motherfucker.
Oh, no, well, that's I've already touched on that bit. Shout out to my family and my friends that are obviously making the trip to Newcastle. I know it's an expensive do, but trust me, it's going to be worth it. When I walk out of there victorious, mate, with that belt, it's going to be worth it. So, we're in for a good night.
I do not fucking doubt it, Matt. And as I said, we've watched your 4-fight win streak recently together as we're watching it, building up to this. And it's explosive. It's exciting. If you guys aren't there, I've not seen it. Get into it, man. Get into it. It's fucking brilliant. All the bits you like about MMA is pretty much in BKFC. You know what I mean? If you're one of these guys that think, I like fucking MMA, but there's too much wrestling, watch BKFC, man.
Yeah, there's no wrestling there, mate.
Yeah. Because that shit is fucking relentless. I mean, it was that relentless, I forgot word. It's fucking brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
That's what everybody says, isn't it? I'll watch MMA, but it's too much cuddling and that. You know what I mean? It's like they don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, until eventually getting there, you learn to appreciate that. But that's what the striking is what brings them in the first place. And like, if you've got no time for that wrestling and that grappling, which a lot of people haven't, and which is understandable as well, because it can be a bit boring unless you're a bit of a purist.
Sometimes,
Go a fucking bare knuckle, man, because you get everything that you're looking for there. You're getting the blood, you're getting the fucking haymakers, the swingers.
It's that noise.
The 2-minute rounds of absolute fucking chaos.
Mate, or that arena, you can just hear that boom, boom.
You can always hear when somebody connected, don't you? Yeah.
It's a lovely sound. It really, really is. It really is.
If you're a fucking psychopath.
That's it, mate. There's definitely something wrong with us all. Definitely something wrong with us.
To be getting into that game, there's got to be something wrong with you. But we like that little bit of fucking screw that's loose. They're like people who are a few peas short of a casserole. We like that at the fucking No Bones MMA podcast. And we appreciate you, Matt, for coming on. We really do. And we wish you all the best. We will be following you and hopefully get you back here with that belt.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. 100%.
All the best, mate.
All the best. Thanks and good luck.
Thank you all for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, like, Twitter, X, fucking, that's both same thing. 7.2, that fucking I'm sorry. But Instagram, Facebook, YouTube mostly, and good. We hope to see you again soon. Thank you for listening. Cheers.
Bye, guys.